Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be giving you my Virgo November 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as November goes, the Sun will be in Scorpio from the 1st until the 22nd. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on communications, siblings, cousins, neighbors, assimilating information, short journeys, local transportation, and also the people perhaps from the your early education as well. And given that this is a Scorpio energy, this may be done with a lot of investigative energy, a lot of passion, emotional intensity, a lot of resiliency. There can be also, in some cases, this could shine a light, so to speak, on perhaps either it could be a Scorpio sibling, cousin, or neighbor, or it could be one that simply embodies Scorpio characteristics, and also about this could be focusing on very penetrating, deep, provocative, insightful conversations at this time, and focus on ones that are very incisive as well, very cutting, getting to the point, so to speak. And also it could be about focusing on some mystery connected with a neighbor. It could be something just in your neighborhood at this time, or it could be on some conundrum even with your vehicle at this time as well. That could be very perplexing, and you're trying to get to the bottom of what might be wrong with it. So anyway, next thing up is as far as November goes, the Sun will be in Sagittarius from the 22nd until the 30th, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on one's home, family life, roots, ancestry, emotional security, that latter or end part of life, those that you're close to home with, so to speak, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, and also on just your roots. You're getting in touch with perhaps traditions as well. And if I didn't say it before, the latter or end part, the ones like, now given that this is Sagittarius energy, this may be done with a lot of exuberance, enthusiasm, philanthropy, a lot of expansiveness, a lot of optimism, and a lot of positivity, a lot of positive energy as well. And at this time, this could be really this could be shining the light, so to speak, on it could be a Sagittarius home or family member, someone you're close to home with. It could be a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius traits. And it could also be at this time shining a light, so to speak, on perhaps some Sagittarius qualities you may have at the core, such as being that incorrigible optimist, being very expansive, optimistic, upbeat, but even some negative ones, perhaps, such as like being reckless or foolhardy, or even self-righteous or over optimistic at this time. So those are some ways this can manifest and pan out. Now, the next thing up, there's going to be a full moon in Taurus on November 12th, so the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, I mean, this could manifest in a multitude of ways. This could be where one might complete or end some kind of Taurus higher education course. It could be something connected with learning something in finance, like being a stockbroker, or some kind of financial advisor or banker, anything with finance, or something with the arts, such as drawing, sculpting, or painting. It could also be a time too, when you look at this, this could also be the end of some maybe long, very enduring, or really philosophy that you were very intransigent about, very unwavering. Could be a stubborn one, when you had the case of the stubborn, so to speak, and it might be that it really signify the beginning of a new one. This could also be a time to, when you look at this one, when you're talking about full moon astrology, it could also be about an unveiling or revelation. This could be about an unveiling or revelation of an overly stubborn, obstinate, stoic, even overly intransigent, unwavering, immovable in-law or grandchild, or anyone that could be ninth house related. It could also be a time too where this could be like the end of maybe some long journey that maybe you took that required a lot of persistence, patience, and perseverance. You might have hit some roadblocks, and so a lot of resistance, and just stuck through it anyway. In some cases too, another way this might manifest or pan out, this could also be the ending, or maybe you're finalizing some kind of Taurus publication at this time, something that could Taurus related that could be published, such as something connected with finance, or something with architecture, agriculture, building, something that has to do with maybe writing about how to paint or draw, or something with sculpting, anything connected with the arts, again, anything Taurus related. So anyway, this could next thing up, there will be a new moon in Sagittarius on November 26th, so the fourth house as well will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, this could be a time where you might could be that you might be welcoming a new Sagittarius family member, or one you're close to home with. It could be a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius traits. It could be something too where it could be the start of some expansion in your home, or doing something home related with a lot of enthusiasm, exuberance, optimism, expansive energy. It could be doing something, starting something Sagittarius related out of the home. It could just be some sport, or it could be something like playing darts, or target practice, or anything that could be archery, anything that could be Sagittarius related. It could also be a time where you might start to get in touch with your roots, your ancestry, and do so with a lot of positive, optimistic Sagittarius type energy at this time. And another way this could manifest and pan out, it could be maybe you're starting to really beginning, maybe expressing some Sagittarius qualities you may have at the core, such as being being that incorrigible optimist, being philanthropic, optimistic, exuberant, enthusiastic, even outdoorsy, being very positive, philosophical, anything Sagittarius related. Now, the next thing up, Mercury will be in Scorpio, so the third house as well will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, it's going to be retrograde from the 1st, and from like the 1st to the 21st. This could be a time for many where this could be a lot of provocative, probing, incisive, very insightful, deep conversations with siblings, with cousins, with neighbors at this time. You might also be going back to those kind of conversations with those people, given that it's going to be retrograde for a good part of the month. It could be even some communications over some jealousy connected with third house people, or even going back again to some very deep and probing communications. It could be a time where maybe you begin to learn, or you might be going back to learning something Scorpio related, and really something such as astrology, the occult, supernatural, locksmithing, something connected with locksmithing, something with horror, or even anything, again, something connected with transformation, perhaps such as rebuilding vehicles, anything that could be Scorpio related. And again, Mercury can also be about siblings, so this could be about Scorpio, sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Scorpio traits that might figure very prominently in you, perhaps in your communications, your short journeys, even matters with your early education, whether it was things that you learned from that, or maybe with people that were prominent in your early education. And also it could be even in matters with your local transportation, anything that could be third house related activities with neighbors at this time. So anyway. Well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Sagittarius as far as November goes, from the 1st until the 25th, so the 4th house as well will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, if you're unattached at this time, Virgo, you may connect with a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius characteristics. Could be someone you feel close to home with, somebody that might be family oriented, or plays a focal point, really figures prominently in your family life, and someone that might even be there for you at that latter or end part of life if you're not there already. This could also be about a time about enjoying Sagittarius qualities you may have at the core, such as being expansive, optimistic, exuberant, enthusiastic, outdoorsy, philosophical, philanthropic, anything Sagittarius related. Could also be a time too where you might be spending money, sometimes maybe a lot of enthusiasm, but be careful against being spending recklessly on home-related matters connected with the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, people you're close to home with, home and family members in general, or it could be on just home remodeling, renovation. Could be at this time where you actually are valuing Sagittarius qualities at the core, and really it could be about valuing expansiveness, exuberance, ebullience, effervescence, positivity, philanthropy, and those could be those qualities that you may be valuing, that you may have at the core, or even those in your family as well, or valuing maybe expanding the family, or adding or expanding your home, such as adding a partition or some kind of anything that is connected with expansion, and also maybe valuing the outdoors and sports that end or latter part of your life, even if you're not in it. It might be something you might be forecasting for the future. So anyway, last but not least, Venus will be in Capricorn as far as November goes, from the 25th until the 30th. So the 5th house will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this may manifest and pan out, this could be a time, if you're unattached at this time, Virgo, you may connect with a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Capricorn characteristics. It could be for maybe a superficial connection, but in some cases it might actually be for something that's very loving and romantic. And hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, and also too, this could be about valuing responsibility, consistency, structure, discipline in love and romance. It could be in matters with children, and even with gambling or speculation at this time. If you're doing any investments, they're likely going to be ones that are very where you're very conservative at this time and not really spending overly recklessly on it, unlike Sagittarius energy. And at this time as well, it could be also where you might be, this could be about the enjoyment of some, at this time, some kind of Capricorn thing of amusement or enjoyment. I mean, it could be or some kind of game, I should say. It could be something like, for example, like playing a business or Monopoly type game, or it could be some kind of something that would be anything that could be Capricorn related at this time. Anything that really could also be about valuing seriousness, and just maybe to some degree, or being serious about your fun, your amusement, and your enjoyment, and valuing consistency in that as well, even if it's something sports related at this time. So anyway, people, that's pretty much it. So anyway, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Virgo November 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.